Let's. All right, so this is day 4, week what do we call it? Decept, week 17 of our journey together. This is spring 2022. Um, and yeah, we almost done. We are moments away from um these exams. How y'all feeling? Feeling the pressure, or are you just feeling still chill, or how you feeling?
Chill NSDCAT or something like that.
Say it again?
It's DCAT.
No, I mean in French. In French, it's the DC.
Oh,
Yeah. You still feeling chill, Miss Cooper? You ain't feeling the heat?
not yet.
Wow, I wish I was like you.
It's pretty cool, actually.
Pretty cool. You feel okay. All right. No one feeling the tension.
Yeah, because I always
I
get
feel
like,
if I get scared, I ain't remember nothing on the exam, so I trying to stay calm.
That's good. That's good. Stay calm and stay
I
focused.
always have my escape route. Call over an invigilator. Just devil the rope.
No, man, don't forfeit. I don't want you. No one should forfeit for maths. It's one exam. Don't forfeit. It's math, man. Come on, we've been doing that all day. So don't forfeit. Math. Okay, so let's continue. So this one is a pretty easy one. All they asking you to do is to make an accurate drawing of the sketch below. So they give you this triangle. This is what type of triangle this is. You should be able to spot it. What type of triangle is that?
That's isosceles.
Obtuse?
It's an isosceles triangle. It's also obtuse triangle too, because it has a because this is 120, so it's obtuse triangle. Um, Shout out to Juan for the homework. I just seen it. Um, yeah. So
That's what I wanted us to go over
okay,
out the glass if you could.
we doing this today, or you make this up?
No, that's the one that you give out, remember?
Yeah, okay, we going over this today.
Homework from yesterday, Mr. Badi.
Homework from Tuesday, but we only was able to cover 2 of them. So I should say 1.5. So that's why we're gonna finish number 3. Okay, so this is 8. This is 8. All you gotta do is I mean, I should do it in front of y'all because y'all probably don't know how I got it like this, but let me do it. So we have to make a sketch of this. So
I can see you. I can see the question because I had to get.
no problem. By the way, quick question: how many um cards are in a standard deck?
52.
I still remember. That's good.
Did I never forget? I mean, I ever didn't know that.
Oh, you ever didn't know it was 52? Okay, all right.
So, Miss Petit, you ever figure though that if you genuinely shuffle a deck, you would never get the same sequence of cards again in your life?
Oh, I never did. Sorry, I hate to say, I never did watch the video, but I was reading the comments and they was like, oh, whatever. But I didn't watch it to see the logic, so I have to watch it to see the logic. Why it makes sense. All right, so this is B and C. All right.
Wow.
So,
Mr. Petit, I never see the question. I know what we're doing.
oh, okay. My apologies. Sorry about that. What we're doing is we want to make an accurate drawing of this triangle. All right. So I
All
want
right.
they that's the good thing is they've been generous to us. They give us a triangle and they want us to draw it. So, but they say accurate. So this is not drawing the scale. That means that this is not actually 8 centimeters and this is not actually 8 centimeters. So
All
they
right.
want us to figure. They want us to determine. Um, they want us to draw out this using our ruler, compass, and protractor. So what I'll do is I'll get out my ruler and I would start at 0. You start at 0, you don't start at 1. So I start at 0. And then I would go all the way to 8 centimeters. That's about it. Alright, start at 0, go all the way to 8. And then of course we label it, so it's going to be what letter? Anyone remember?
Base.
A,
No,
B.
not A. It was B, right? B.
Or BC.
Yeah, BC. So this is the line segment BC. B and C. Good. And then what we're gonna do is we need to they don't want us to construct it, we just need to draw it with a protractor. 120 degrees. So we get our protractor out and we put it at the base. Make sure that you're
They say 160, right?
120.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah, 120.
On my end, that would have been 160.
Yeah, 120. Alright, so
Using the inner ones, right?
yeah, the inner ones, because you start at 0, then 20, then 10, then 20, then 30, 80, 100, and then 120 right now. So that's what we're gonna use. So I'm gonna zoom in and make a little dot at 120. Right, so that should be it right now.
Yes, sir.
Right, and then I'm gonna connect it. Okay, and so once we connect that, oh, we have to be careful. This also have to be 8 centimeters, right?
I just put the actual, put the length of that side.
Yeah, it have to be 8 centimeters. So so once there's different ways to do this. I'm going to choose to do it this way. I'm going to choose to put my ruler here, even though I hate doing it like this, but I'm going to choose to use my ruler. And yeah, so use a ruler and try to measure. So 8 centimeters have to be right here, but I have to turn the ruler such that it is at that angle. So see if we get that there. Okay, good. Alright, good. We could get that right there. Mm-hmm. Maybe I'll tilt it some more again. Okay, so I think this is it right now. Alright. Yeah, good. So we're gonna get our pencil and go from 0 and then go all the way up to 8. Alright. So there we go. So this will be right now. All the way up to 8. So start here. I don't know, it doesn't look like it's hidden. Let me move it a little more. Okay, so, yeah, that should get right there. Okay, I guess that's it. So we have to stop at 8. Right there. Right there. Okay, that works. So it's supposed to be 8 centimeters. Is it 8 centimeters? Measure it up. Yeah, that's 8 centimeters. Just about. A little less than 8 though. Yeah, a little less than 8. They could use some more. But it's supposed to be 8 centimeters. So let me give it a little bit more. That's good enough. I ain't gonna bother with it.
That could work.
Yeah, that'll go work. 8 centimeters. So 8 centimeters here. Is it 120? Because it's supposed to be 120 degrees.
Yes, sir.
It's precisely 120. Eh. Yeah, that's on 120.
Yeah, Normandy.
And then, good. So it's going to be 8 centimeters right now. And of course, we have to label the 120 degrees. And then we have to connect these two, right? So you have to use a ruler to connect them. I'm going to use it just like that. So we connect them too. So there we have it. Using your ruler and your compass, we could construct this. Okay.
And take a picture of this.
Your ruler and your protractor, sorry, not the compass. We could use the compass, but I chose not to use it. Any questions on this? Let me know.
Difference in the
I could barely hear you, Nancy.
with the measurements.
Hey.
Why could you remind me why we don't use the top one again so I could write it down this time?
Use the
top measurement and get somebody use the lower one.
Okay. Alright, so no problem. So remember the rule. The rule is that if your base is at the left, you use inner. If your base is to the right, you use the outer. Okay, so if your base is to the left, I saying it all wrong. Base is to the right, because this base is to the right. If your base is to the right, you use the inside. So let me write that. So if your base is to the right, you use the inside of the protractor. But if your base is to the left, you use the outside. So again, if your base is to the right, where are we? If your base, oh sorry, my apologies. If your base is to the right, like how we are here, use the inside. But let's say if our base was here, to the left, we would use the outside. And you could see it because here you have to start at 0, because then you climbing all the way up to 90. And so that makes sense. You can't be at 180 and you just start. You know, that don't make no sense.
Can I get the question?
So the problem was just to make a sketch of this. That's all we had to do. Oh, did we label A? No, we didn't, right?
What's up?
Let's label A. Let's label A. So A, B, C. Where should I go now? The question? Good.
Right, got it.
Got it? Okay, good. Any other questions for me?
You sure?
Can you can you use what's the guy theorem? A A squared plus B squared equals C squared to find the hypotenuse.
Yes. Well, it wouldn't be the hypotenuse, right? Because, well, this is not a 90-degree triangle. And so we cannot use Pythagoras theorem to find this side. But we can use sine rule. So we can't use Pythagoras because this is not a 90-degree angle. But good.
So that only works on a 90-degree angle?
Only works on 90 degrees, yeah. All right, so measure and write down the length of AC. So this is AC. You have to measure and write down, measure and write it down. Write down its length. So let's see. Let's see how long this thing is. AC. Obviously, they're talking about the line segment AC. I don't know why they say the line AC. It don't make no sense. Line continues forever and ever. Line segment stop. So here.
Letter.
Say it again.
Should write a letter. Tell her to.
Say it again. Oh, write a letter. You're right. I should write a letter. Let them know. Hey, y'all ain't making no sense at all. Good. And they'll say, oh, we are the ones with the PhDs. All right. Okay, so when you measuring, notice that I'm trying to get my 0 to be exactly at the beginning of that, and I'm trying to get my n to be exactly to the end here. All right, that's the idea when you're measuring. All right. So yeah, let me move this over. Okay, there we go, and then make sure I get that there. Okay, good. So we cooking with fire. Good. So this is gonna be 13 point what? Anyone could read that?
0.8.
Well, this is 13.5, 0.6,
8.
0.7, 0.8, 8 and some, right? But we'll go with 13.8, right? Because it verging on to 9, but it ain't reach 9. See that?
Yeah.
So 13.8. It's really 13.85, but hey, we'll just do 13.8. Yeah, so I have here 13.8 centimeters. Now, now there's a way we could check this. Like I say, we could do sine rule to figure it out, right? But if we're trying to do it using a calculator, they have an online triangle calculator to help you to understand, so that you can get the exact measurement of that angle. Sorry, of that length. Now this site does have some interesting ads, so please be careful. Okay, good. I move it. Okay, 8. Okay. So, all right, so that's determinant. What they give us? 13 point what? 85? Yeah.
So it was.
Yeah, so it was 13.85. All right, good. So they use different rules to figure out their stuff. If you want us to show the calculations, they use any of these look familiar. In our area, this one look familiar to us. The square root thing, this looks like thing of cosine rule. So that's what they use to get the 13.85. They use cosine rule.
That's what cosine is supposed to look.
No, this is the cosine rule. The cosine rule, not cosine. This is cos of A, but this is the cosine rule that they use to get that side. You gotta use the cosine rule first, and they get the angles too. All right.
Powerful.
Yeah, algorithm. Once you put it in, code it, it's straight. Good. So this is an obtuse isosceles triangle. Hey, look at that. They give us the answer. Okay, so what type of triangle is ABC? I have isosceles triangle. I wasn't thinking that two spot. So we'll include that there.
Miss Petite.
Yes, ma'am.
Wait, no.
Okay. Any questions on that?
So did you gotta try running next odd man
What
on Facebook so we can get some new faces.
we don't need no more new faces. I deliberately don't run no ad. Just deliberate. No, man. I on my way. I on a, they say the downhill, and that I want to wind down, like winding down.
But
Yeah, but there ain't much left, you know. Some people may be like, oh, I just need that little extra boost of confidence, you know.
I know you are lie, but I winding down though. So all the best for them. Hopefully they get it. Okay, so the height of 6 persons were recorded as follows.
when you stop in classes,
When am I stopping classes? Listen, it'll be the last day of your exam, Miss Cooper.
Oh, that's on the 17th of June.
Yeah, 17th. No,
For
16th.
mine, yeah.
What is your last exam?
My last exam is on a Thursday. Oh, I messed it wrong. So it's on the Thursday, the 16th of June. I'll be Spanish writing.
No, not Spanish. I mean general. General is your last exam, right? I mean for me.
No, it's not our last exam. Oh, for
For
you.
me, yeah. General, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
That's
what they
Sunday.
general?
general probably like on the 3rd or something of June. Something like that. 3rd or 4th.
So like you stop in teaching like February.
Stop and teaching what?
You stop in classes for like you done classes.
You say forever?
Like you stopping, right?
Why? Why you say that?
I just asking. You say when I last exam, so like I
She sound like she want what we have to be special.
Like this is the once and for all. Yeah. Yeah, I'll stop at, yeah, once you finish with general, then it's like last exam I have for you. Okay, so the height of 6 persons were recorded.
Because once we done by the end of the month, that means we don't have to come back at all.
Say it again.
Once we're done by the end of the month, we don't have to come back at all.
I would want you to come back the following day so you can know how the exam went. And
And after that, I don't have to come back.
then farewell. And
So my last day would be in May.
in May? Yeah, in May.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
No, it's correct.
no.
No, it's correct. Yeah, that's the last day. Yeah, you're coming down. Coming down. Alright, the height of 6 persons were recorded as follows: 1.25 meters, 1.7 meters, 1.55 meters, 1.25 meters, 1.45 meters, and 1.2 meters. Determine the modal height.
1.25 meters.
1.25. Remember, the mode is the most popular value. And mode and modal means the same thing. Like I said, I had some students, it's like, oh, Mr. Petit, the thing says modal. Modal and mode is the same thing. So, so the modal height is 1.25 meters. Yeah. Regarding the way forward, I am thinking, obviously for those who are here, we gotta continue with Bgcse next semester. So that's like August, September. I think I can start again with Bgcse and BJC classes.
You mean the same year?
Yeah, the same year.
Now, Mr. T.
The same year.
Yeah, I get a
my
start.
summer. You better start next year. I enjoy my summer.
Well, I'm saying I have nothing more to do until grade like 11.
Yeah. I mean, unless you want to take it in grade, but oh yeah, she in grade 9, so not happening. I mean, she in grade 8, so yeah. Bgcse classes start again for the new persons and returning in September. So that's how I'm thinking about it. I will have some.
It can be different though, like the whole layout, because half is gone, eh?
Yeah, most of y'all gonna be. Well,
I'm
yeah, that's true. Most of y'all gonna be gone.
Well, it ain't gonna be no talking in the class.
Boy, that's true.
You might as well just teach and send a recording to everybody.
I sure you want me to let you come. That's a fact.
I know she just force it.
Yeah, of course you want me to. After I have your word from your mom, say, well, you know, she start now. Well, that's all parents like to hear. That their children get a head start. So,
Yeah, I was ready for June, you say?
no, you ban. Once you finish from this, you ban. It's the best. No more again. You pass your exam. You ain't taking this again. Pass it once and for all. Okay, so what is the median height? Well, the median height is we gotta arrange them in order, right? In order, and we usually say ascending order, but ascending or descending, it doesn't matter. But put them in ascending order. And then find the middle. So, oh, I gave away the answer already.
I didn't even get to see it.
Yeah. Yeah, so this is going to be 1.25, 1.7. No, oh, man. Why is do this? This is wrong enough.
You mix it up, eh?
Yeah, it's in
It's 1.25.
It's 1.25 to 1.55 supposed to be the next one.
I thought 1.25.
1.2 supposed to be in the front.
Yeah.
And the 1.2 supposed to be in the front.
Supposed to be 1.2, 1.25, 1.25 again.
Yeah, let me change.
Yeah,
I'm doing some different stuff. Doing these
Just
things.
USB good.
I just do them all at once, so that's like 3 hours straight, 3.5 hours straight. And so I don't be on planet Earth. Okay, so let's see where that is. Okay, so maybe I just have to edit it from there.
Just tired of Mr. D.
Maybe. I don't know how I get that wrong. Anyway, that just goes to show you have to revise your work. Okay, so this is obviously wrong. So what is the median then, since that wrong?
Oh. 1.5.
So 1.2. What comes after that? 1.25, right?
1.25. 1.25 and 1.45 is the middle.
1.45. 1.55. Then 1.70.
Yeah.
That means I didn't rearrange them then. That's the problem. I didn't rearrange them. That's why I got that wrong. I just put it there whole turkey. Yeah, but it could be exciting journey.
You only human.
Oh, I mean, that's all I have to say. But yeah, moving forward, it should be an exciting journey. I can't wait till August, though. That's what I can't wait for, to see those results.
Why?
To see your results.
You can see. Will you see without our consent?
Say it again.
Will you see without our consent?
I don't understand what you're saying.
If I say no, my mommy still enjoy you, so
I
that's
I think you could check up on people's stuff like that, right?
No, I can't see without your consent.
Oh, that's good. That sounds so good.
I get 1.35.
You get 1.35 for the median?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'd like to see what y'all did.
Miss Petite. Miss Petite.
Yes, ma'am.
You know what's weird?
What's weird?
It's been like how much years? 3 years
Uh-huh.
since my sixth grade GLAD exam, and I still didn't get my results yet.
Oh, yeah, your daddy tell me about that. That's crazy. But hey,
we didn't even.
this will be your first national exam that you'll actually see, right?
Hopefully.
Yeah. So
Wait, you actually we have glad results.
yes, these are
I'm
glad
curious now.
results.
I take it and that was it.
Yeah, me too. I ain't even up. I ain't get the result. Not
I
even
get the reward and I gone home.
God, glad you did it. You know. Um, what really matters is this year BGCSE and BJC, to be
You
honest.
get a reward? No wonder you get cut up.
Yeah. But once you do well in your BJC and BGCSE, you should be good. That's what matters.
You got your classwork too.
Well, even classwork, once you do well in them nationals, should be good.
Yeah, but you get up your GPA.
Oh yeah, for your transcript.
Otherwise,
Yeah, for your
you
transcript. That's right.
you wouldn't
Wait,
get
wait,
no
wait, wait.
scholarship.
Yeah, for your transcript, 1.2. 1.2. Yeah, for your transcript, yeah, for sure. One of these days I'll show you all my transcript.
Ollie,
From
flying.
primary school.
For high school and college, I'll show you all that. 2.7. Remind me though, because I don't have it. I'll have to take a picture of it. 2.7 divided by 2. What is gonna be? I get 1.35. You know, I got the same thing.
I put it in the calculator, but
Yeah.
on basic math, I think I agree because if you two could go into two ones, and then you divide seven, half of seven, it's three five. So I think it's
It's what?
1.35. Yeah.
Yeah, okay, that'll be good. Good. So this is 1.35.
I get a picture, please.
No problem. Okay, good. So the median height, the first thing we do is we arrange them in order from least to greatest. So 1.2, 1.25, 1.25, 1.45, 1.55, and 1.7. We gather these two together, all right? And then we divide them by 2. So once you have two numbers in the middle, you find the average of the two to find your median. So you add them two and divide by 2. That's how it always is. But if you just had one number in the middle, you didn't have to do all this. Okay, that's why this is for 3 points. Once you see the median for 3 points, you know that, hey, yeah. But you know what else? If you know that the numbers in your data set, if you know it's the even data set, so that means that, yeah, so for example, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So there's 6 numbers in the data set. You know you're gonna have to add and divide to find your median. But if it's an odd number of points in the data set, then you know that then you're gonna have one median. All right. Okay, good. So now next thing is mean or
I can
average.
take a picture.
Sure, no problem. So the mean or average.
All right.
The mean or average?
I got it.
The mean, we have to add all the numbers together. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's 1.25, 1.7, 1.55, 1.25, 1.45, and 1.2. Add them together. I got 8.4. Check that for me. And then divide by 6. Because it's 6 points in the data set. Okay. So summer, for me, looking like, I think I can start summer classes for those persons who, not Bgcse and Bgc though. It could be for persons who.
Ms. Petit, I mean to cut you off, right? But before I forget,
I got it.
you need anything for the SAT to like to attempt it?
No. I do an SAT classes in England though, in fall. But yes, but summer just gonna be regular. I think I'm gonna do a math program and a language program for those persons who want to.
Summer schooling.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, for high school students and adults who want to improve their writing and their literacy levels. So
You really want us to come back here?
no, I don't have to be y'all. No, I'm saying in general. I don't have to be y'all. Y'all.
It's okay. I'm calm. It's okay. It's okay. You could act. Go ahead. You come.
They can come. Y'all. I feel like y'all already. Like you already let the chicken out the hen. Not the chicken out the hen. Like the eagle out the nest. It's time for y'all to fly. Venture into new territory.
You're chewing us out.
No, not I'm not throwing y'all out.
Ms. Petit, you asking us to die?
No, I'm not asking y'all to die. I'm just saying.
They say fly high when you
Fly.
die.
You don't say the nice way. Just tell us you don't want to say anymore. Just say that.
No, I know. Don't interpret it like that. I'm just saying that. I just letting y'all know the agenda, right?
You're kicking us out, basically.
I'm saying.
Not the nice way, just
Oh my God.
the clean way. You're kicking us out. That's
No, I'm
all.
not kicking y'all out. Y'all are transitioning. Y'all don't need my help no more.
Are becoming butterflies.
Yeah, y'all becoming butterflies, so y'all don't need nests. That's all.
Ouch.
Yeah. Good.
Adulting.
Yeah, y'all adulting. Y'all transforming, man. Number 10. So number 10 is the bar graph. This one shows the results of the favorite sport of a group of grade 9 students. Which sport is the second most popular? Definitely baseball because it has 40. How many students were surveyed altogether? Well, gonna add all them up. So 50 plus 40 plus 30 for soccer and 25 for football. Add all them up. I got 125, but you could verify that for me. So 145 people were surveyed altogether. Next up is what is the difference between the number of students who like basketball and who like football? Well, for basketball, it was 50. All right. And for football, it was 25. And so we have to subtract that. So it's going to be 50 minus 25, which is 25. Okay, good. All right. So this one. Calculate the size of the angles marked by the letters A. So we need to figure what A is. Any ideas for A?
Angles on a straight line.
Angles on a straight line add up to what?
180.
180. So how would we find A those?
Subtract 82 from 180.
And then divide 2.
And then divide it by 2. Very good.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
We had some in this the other day.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, good. So,
30.
go ahead. Kennedy's gonna say something. Okay,
No stuff.
I said 139.
Okay, so the way how I did it was I know that A 82 and A is going to give me 180, so I form an equation. A and A is 2A, and I put the 82 there. Then I send 82 over to give me 180 minus 82. So I do it the algebra way, and then so we say that 2A is equal to 98. Divide both sides by 98, I get 49. You got 39, Miss Cooper?
Well, I was wrong.
How do you get 39?
I don't know.
No, it's 49. It's 49 for sure. Okay. Any questions on what we did here? Any questions on what we did here?
Oh, I see.
I wonder if there's like
Now I
snippet
got
of
40.
circle theorem.
Say it again.
I say I wonder if there's like a little snippet to our circle theorem.
That's exactly what it is. Yeah. So we use these ideas in circle theorem. Sure. Okay, so
Now I got 40.
okay, good. Okay, next up is this guy. What is B? And then what is C?
Isn't that B?
B is 64.
Why?
Yeah, the opposite.
So that's elementary.
Vertical.
And then
Yeah.
then C would be 64 minus 180.
180 minus 64.
Yes, 180 minus 4. Why?
Because
That's straight line.
Triangle on a straight line.
No.
C, right?
Alternate angle is equal to 180.
Not
Isn't it
alternate.
because
Not alternate. No.
the C thing you told us about when they're
The C.
in the same. I don't remember, but I know I remember the C.
Correspondent.
And correspondent.
Co-interior angle is correspondent.
Here.
Corresponding.
Yeah, I only could remember it by the C. I can't say a lie.
It's by the C, so that means that I don't know if you can see the C properly, but corresponding angles, or we call them co-interior angles as well. So let me show you all. And this is a question that came. They like to bring this one. Corresponding angles. Oh no, it's co-interior, not corresponding. Corresponding.
Thank you.
It's co-interior. That's true. Co-interior. Yes, my dear. Co-interior. There we go.
See, I do remember something.
Yeah, you remember a lot. Good. So H and G should equal to 180. So they should form like a C. So I don't know if y'all can see the C. So these two in here should be should add up to 180. So that's why let me go here. This is 64, we know, because this is vertically opposite. This one should be 180 minus 64. Someone asked me to go back to question 10. So let me go back to question 10 quickly. So this is question 10 for the person who asked. And this is the bar graph.
They DM you, like.
Yeah. That's the person who never talk, but they always send me notes.
Who's that diligent person?
You probably don't even know that they're in this class, but they there. And they
I can take a picture.
They never miss sending any notes, always.
Well, you know that I ain't really a telling sign of success.
It is we say that it is not in maths, we say that it's not a necessary condition, but it's a sufficient condition.
I say it's sufficient for masquerading.
It's sufficient, but not necessary. Okay. So B equals 64 because vertically opposite, and then C is 180 minus 64. It's 116. All right, let's go. Next up, we have oh boy. Arrange these in descending order for me, please. I ain't gonna show you the answers yet. This one is interesting. This shows really know your stuff.
Descending as in from high to low?
Descending from high to low, yes, ma'am.
Could you tell like just without simplifying them?
No, you can't.
Based off like which one is closer to the whole?
Oh,
I don't think it works like that.
You could wiggle your way through. If you could, yeah, that could work. That could work.
Yeah, like 5, 6 would definitely be the first one because like that's so close to a whole.
Well, how about 2/3? What's the difference between 5/6 and 2/3?
I already have my answers.
The bigger one closer to the whole than the smaller one, I'd say.
But 5. Okay, 6. Okay, 5 is one whole number away from 6, and 2 is one whole number away from 3. So what's the difference?
The difference is the scale of them.
The scale.
Yeah.
Scale. You think the scale matters?
Yeah.
You think so?
Yeah.
I do. What's your answer is?
5, 6, 2, 3, 7 to 4.
My answer?
Yes, your answer.
My answer is 5/6. Then it is 2/3. Then I'd go with, so am I writing these down as I go? 7/12. Then 4/8.
I agree.
Okay. Kennedy says she agrees. And Mr. Bathos mentioned the same thing. That's cool, but what you think? I know you're always in the lineup. What you think? Say it again.
Continue with the lesson.
Oh no.
Wow.
She getting saucy these days, boy.
It's unique, man.
Yeah, it's because we near the end, so
we near the end, eh? All right. Okay, so
yeah, she didn't want to get attached us, so now she got push us off, so she ain't gonna feel that when we, yeah.
Okay. Right. Okay, let's go. The first thing we'll have to do, if we're doing it the right way, just working way, we'll have to find the lowest common multiple of 8, 6, 12, and 3. What would that be?
24?
24, very good.
I have a question, right? I just divide them, and then go by percentage.
Oh, you went by percentage? Okay.
Oh, she did wow. She did it the college way.
Wow. Oh, she did the calculator way.
No, because automatically we know that
True. I never thought about that.
If it's out of 8, then you get 4 right. That's 50. That's 50%.
Yes.
6. Okay. I do it in my book. I legit draft it with the numbers and how you get it right. The only one I probably had to Google was out of 12. I mean, because I had to calculate it too far. I just gone by percentage because percentage can basically tell you which one is greater because it's out of 100. So
I agree with your logic.
With that logic, yeah, that's a good logic. I like that.
I don't know. It just came to mind instead of going through all of that.
Okay, that's good. I like that logic. I want to keep everything as a fraction. So
Yes, I agree. I know I agree. I just telling you the way I did it.
That's a good logic. It's all you have to do is do the descending order. This is the way I learned it from junior school, and they didn't want to carry us through the decimal way. And so they wanted us to learn it the fraction way. And so this is if we insist on ensuring that we keep it as a fraction. First thing that I have to do is find the LCM. The LCM of 8, 6, 12, and 3 is 24. Then we have to find equivalent fraction for each of these. So in order to get 24, we have to multiply 8 by 3. So 8 times 3 is 24. And then whatever you do to the bottom, you must do the top. So 4 times 3 is 12. Similarly, well, how do you move from 6 to 24? You multiply by 4. Multiply by 4 at the bottom. Whatever you do to the bottom, you must do to the top. And then we have 12 times 24. I mean, we're trying to move from 12 to 24, but in order to do that, we must multiply by 2. So 12 times 2, whatever you do to the bottom, you do to the top. And finally, for 2 over 3, in order to move from 3 to 24, we must multiply 3 by 8. And so 3 times 8 is 24, and 2 times 8 is 24. Now, when we have all of the fractions in terms of 24, then we can do the comparison. Okay, so that's the logic. Only when our denominators are the same, we can make reasonable comparisons. And so if you look carefully, 5 over 6 is 20 over 24, right? And so that one would obviously be our first one. 2 over 3 is 16 over 24, so that would be our second one. 14 over 24 is 7 over 12, and 12 over 24 is 4 over 8, so that's how we water them.
Mr. Petit, you could zoom out so I could take a photo with you.
No problem. Any questions on that logic?
I'm not on that logic.
Yes,
I do have a question.
Okay, go ahead. Wait, one moment. Before you ask that, Mr. Bethel, any questions on this logic? How we got it? Did that make sense?
Yes, that made sense.
Okay. So the idea is that you just want to make everything the same denominator, and then you could compare them. Okay. Yes, sir, Mr. Bethel.
Yeah, I just want to know, like, is there any application, like, you see how you have the fraction? Fraction was of something, right? Something bigger than this. Like this 16 over 24. Like, could you go back to, like, to find an original? Or it's just an infinite number?
When you say the 16 over 24 was of something.
Okay, like the 3 and 2, like you could say, okay, that's from 10 and 15. But what from the 10 and 15?
The 3 and 2, what you talking about? The 3 and 2.
3 over 2. I mean 2 over 3.
Okay, the 2 over 3. The 2 over
The
3.
2 over 3, yeah. You could say, like, oh, that was 10 and 15, you know? Because they divided by 5.
Okay, yeah, I see what you're saying, yeah. Go ahead.
But then what from the 10 and the 15? Like, what would divide it from the 10 and the 15?
Oh, then you could easily find that. All you need to do is you can multiply by 2, so that would be 20 and 30.
Yeah, I wonder if you can, like, if you keep doing that, will you get to something? Or will you get to an end? Or
No, just infinitely. You can't, yeah. You just expand from there, buddy. Keep on going up. Keep on going up. Because what you're really doing is you're multiplying by a factor. And so you keep on doing that and you can solve. And numbers never stop. You know what I mean? And that you can run out of numbers. So.
Yeah, I thought that you would magically find a hole. But I guess you could just get really close.
You know, you're getting really close. It's infinitely many.
Okay.
Like, you know how we prove that in maths? It's a funny proof. It's a funny proof, right? Let me just show you the proof. It's a proof that you laugh when you see the proof, right? So to prove that there are infinitely many, so the question says, right, prove that there are infinitely many whole numbers, right? Or say, yeah, we'll say real numbers, right? That's the question you do. Or you can say prove that there's no or prove that there's no greatest real number. Or you can say that like prove that there is no greatest real number.
Mr. Petit,
Yes,
what point you trying to make?
oh, I'm trying to make, right? You can see it. You can see
We
that.
get now.
The point is, it's funny. It's a funny thing, right? So let A.
I have an idea what it is though.
You have an idea?
Yeah, I have an idea what it is.
It's funny. Okay, so let A be the greatest real number, right? Then it follows that. So A is the greatest real number, right? That's the biggest one in the world, let's say, right? Then it now means that for any real number B, the following inequality holds. So that means that B is always going to be less than or equal to A. I don't know if y'all follow, because A is the biggest. So whatever real number you have, right? Whatever real number you have, it's going to be less than A because A is the biggest. But then we say but A plus 1 is a real number and A is less than or equal to A plus 1. Therefore, A is not the greatest. I hope y'all follow that.
Yeah, I had that idea.
Yeah, that's the idea.
Right. Like, tell me your biggest number you could think of and just add one.
Add one. And then when you add one, like the biggest number. So there goes. So we prove it by we say there's a counter argument, there's a counter proof. So we say that okay, if A is the biggest, assume that A is the biggest, but then I just got add one to that one, and so then I find one that is biggest. So that means that the argument is flawed. There's no biggest. Okay, so all right, next up is so find the sum of 4 or 3 over 4 and 5 over 7, and then express this as what? As a mixed number. Okay. So the way we do that is we first have to make the denominators the same. So we define the lowest common multiple between 4 and 7, which is what? Lowest common multiple between 4 and 7.
28.
28.
28. And so 28 is the lowest common multiple. So lowest common multiple of 4 and 7 is 28. What I'm going to do is I'm going to multiply top and bottom by the same number. So 4 times 7 is 28. I have to multiply the top by the same number. So 3 times 7 is 21. And then 7 times 4 is 28. And then 5 times 4 is 20. So we have 21 over 28 plus 20 over 28. We have to add these two, right? Because you don't add the denominators. That just stay. So it's going to be 21 plus 20, which is 41. And then we convert this 41 over 28 into a mixed number by division. All you got to do is divide 41 by 28, and then you'll get a whole. Your remainder will be 13. Okay? And so that's how we would do it.
I get a full screenshot.
No problem.
Thank you.
No problem. That's how we would do. That's how we would add them. So you must know how to add fractions by hand, especially those who are doing Bgcse. You need to know how to do this by hand. By hand. Okay? No calculator. And for those of you who are doing Bgcse, don't run from it. Know how to do it by hand. And you may say, Mr. Petit, why we have to know how to do it by hand? We have the calculator. Trust me. If you know how to do it by hand, it helps. It helps you to figure out certain things, to check your work, and just to get a better sense of the exam. Sometimes you just want to flow and say, well, what if I do it this way? What if I do it that way? And or like what happened to my student, his calculator died in this exam. Can you imagine it?
I just gonna say, what if one day calculators die, but I don't wish it on them. So
No, don't wish it on them. Yeah, his calculator died in the exam.
That's why you're supposed to have a spare calculator.
Yeah, calculator.
I feel bad for you, boy.
His calculator died in the exam. So
Did he pass?
I think we allowed him to.
You let him slide?
No, I think we allowed him to borrow someone else's calculator when he was finished their exam. But he had to do a lot of them by hand before that person was finished with theirs, because they ain't letting you use their calculator if they ain't finished with theirs. Eh? So yeah. So know how to do it by hand as well. I'm gonna transition now. How much more questions we have for this thing? Oh, we have a lot more. So I'm gonna transition to the matrix questions that we're supposed to be doing. But it's a funny proof though. I love it. It's crazy. Like, yeah, you thought you got it, and then it's like, oh my goodness, something to take on.
You could imagine that the student who do all that work. Oh, I got it.
I got it. All you just do is put +1. That make it feel so bad. Oh my. All right. So yesterday we saw the determinant of A. How do we find the determinant of A? Anyone can remember? The determinant of this matrix.
We multiply 13 by 5.
And then what else?
And we multiply 9 by 8.
And then what we do with that?
Then we subtract it.
Then we subtract. Very good. That's how we find the determinant. So the determinant again is A times D minus what? B times C. Okay, that's the determinant. So that's 13 times 5, which is what? I think that was 165 or something. Or 65, sorry. And then 8 times 9 is 72. And so the answer we got for this one was, anyone remember?
Would you always subtract?
Always subtract. That's by definition. Always subtract. So we got 72. Sorry, -7 is our -7 is our answer. Now it's time to do this one. Remember that. So let's do this. I don't know if you remember how to multiply matrices. I don't remember how to multiply matrices.
are you like crisscross?
Kind of.
Kinda, okay. Remember, we always use the formula. So negative 4. So x and 3. You know what? I'm gonna do it in a blank one so that we could have, because it's gonna be a little more working than just a few lines. So I'm gonna do it on a clear one so that we can see it in one good picture. Okay, so let's do this. Here they have their matrices as like brackets, but we could also do it in a square way, like this way. Always represent like that. Matrices could be represented like that too. In the with the more boxed bracket. That's the way I prefer to see it anyway. So x and 3 is equal to 17y. Now, remember when we're doing this, we have to determine if they can even be multiplied by each other. And we have to look at the order. So it's going to be, this is 2 by what?
2.
2 by 2. 2 by 2 matrix. This one is a what?
1 by 2.
1 by 1? 1 by 1.
2 by 1.
2 by 1.
Oh, I said it backwards.
2 by 1. Remember, rows always go first.
Oh, yeah.
And the next one is a 2 by 1.
Yes, 2 by 1.
So we're just going to focus on these two to determine if they could be multiplied by each other. How do we know if they could be multiplied by each other?
This is tricky.
The last one on the first one and the first one on the last one.
You remember that, Mr. Bethel?
Mm-hmm.
How?
That's the only thing I remember.
Yeah, I can remember.
Yeah, the last two. One thing, your memory is good.
So this is the thing my teacher was showing us in class. Oh, the matrix.
Yes.
This was the preview. Oh my
Yeah.
god, next time I'll be prepared.
Yeah.
Miss Liberty,
Yes, ma'am.
can you explain what Floyd just said, please?
Okay, I was trying to figure out, right? Because remember, the criteria for knowing when you can multiply two matrices is that these two numbers must be the same. If they are not the same, then you cannot multiply the matrices. So the last letter, sorry, the last number in the first order, so that means that the column of the first matrix, and the row of the second matrix must be the same in order for you to know that you can multiply them. Here they are, so that means that it is defined. We can multiply these. All right.
Okay.
Now that means that what do the last two tell us? The last two, so these two.
It tells us that you would multiply the first two by the top by the column by row, if you know what I mean. Row by column.
I mean these last two. This one and this one. What does it tell us about the resultant matrix?
That is going to be 2 rows, 1 column.
Very good. So this tells us the result. The order of the resultant matrix is going to be 2 by 1. So the new matrix that is going to be formed from this is going to be 2 by 1. So that means that we're going to have 2 rows and 1 column. So we're going to have row 1, column 1. And you're going to have what? Row 2, column 1. Only 1 column. And that's how we're going to multiply them. So we're gonna say row 1, column 1. Okay, so row 1, column 1.
So the thing at the equal sign is true then.
Yeah, this is true. This is true. But we have to figure out what y is. I just want to figure out how we can. I want to combine these two matrices into one. All right, that's what I want to do. So we'd say 2 times x, because remember we do it component wise, so corresponding entries. So 2 times x. Remember this row times this column. So 2 times x is the first one. Plus what? 1 times what?
3.
1 times 3.
3.
Yeah. So 2 times x and 1 times 3. This dot means multiplication. No, let me just keep it like that. This dot means multiplication. And then we have row 2, column 1. So tell me what I'm gonna have.
3 times x.
3 times x is what?
Yep.
Negative 4 times 3.
3.
Plus.
Yeah, negative.
Times 3.
3.
And that's gonna be equal to
17.
17. So
Mr. Petit, could you go back over that one more time, please?
no problem. So what I'm saying is notice that this formula tells us everything what to do. This tells us that you're gonna have one row and you're gonna have one column. And then you're gonna have a next row with still the same column. So row 1, column 1, row 2, column 1. So that means that we need to take this row and multiply it by this column. This first column. We need to take the next row and multiply it by this column. But we do it component wise. So we do it with corresponding components. So that means that this 2 is going to go with the first component in this matrix. And the 1 is going to go with the second component in the matrix. So that's why we have 2 times x and then 1 times 3. Okay? And then the same thing goes with the other one. Right? I didn't look like a good x. So the same thing goes with the other one. So if we have the next, good. So if we have this row is going to go with this column, but it's going to be corresponding entries. So this first number goes with the first entry, and the second number is going to go with the second entry. That's why we have 3 times x plus negative 4 times 3. Okay, that's how it goes. Now let's combine them. So it's going to be, what is 1 times 3? What is 1 times 3?
3.
3.
3, very good. And then we have 3x. What is negative 4 times 12? Negative 4 times 3.
12.
Negative 4 times 3 is what?
Negative 12.
Negative 12.
Oh, you said the answer earlier.
Said that.
Thank you.
Come on, and I just catch that.
10 hours later, man.
Oh boy. Alright, so 17 and a y. Notice how we immediately take the sign of the negative, because the negative times a positive is a negative. So this is going to be negative 12. Now, how do we find out what x is?
Hold on, before you go,
Yes, sir.
that negative 12 absorbed the positive?
You could look at it like that, but what really happened was,
Like that.
if you look carefully, negative times a positive is a
Negative.
A negative.
yeah.
Well,
Even if it's two positives.
Where's the two positives?
And the 3, that's positive 3.
No, negative 4 times 3,
Negative 4.
negative 12. And what is negative 12 and a positive number?
A negative.
That's negative. You understand, Mr. Baxter?
So that 3 by itself isn't by itself then.
No, this
The whole
remember,
equation is negative because one negative.
I mean, remember, you have to multiply before you could add, you know. PEMDAS still applies. So this is negative 12. You have to look at this as negative 12.
Okay.
And then with the negative 12, you have a negative and a positive. And so that's going to be a negative. Negative times a positive is a negative. And that's what the brackets mean. Times.
Oh my god, I get tell me I go to grade 10. Oh my god. I get tell me to get all of this.
Yeah. At least you learned it in grade 10. I didn't learn it until probably grade 11, 12.
Jesus have mercy.
I remember our teacher just start with matrices. Okay. Matrices, add matrices, subtract matrices, inverse matrices. He was as fast as just one by one. He wasn't playing. And we was happy. I know I was happy. Because I just like learning new stuff. And when he put matrices, I was like, whoa, we never know how to do this. I was like, this is so cool.
well, I learned it from grade 8.
And you learn it from grade 8, so you know you way ahead of your time. So that's excellent. Excellent.
We finished with this, or we still have more to go?
What is x? As I asked, how do you find out what x is?
You would write it out as an equation and then solve it.
So what equation?
You'll have 2x plus 3
Okay.
equals 17.
Very good.
And then you'll solve for x.
Very good. 2x.
Mr. Petit, before you do all of that, my only question is, if you multiply in 2 times x, why isn't it x squared?
Good question. Okay. You know, well, x squared means, I'm sure what x squared means. X squared means x times x. So the number multiplied by itself. 2x means x plus x. Right? That's different. The reason why it's different because 7 times 7 is 49. Whereas 7 times 2 is 14. 8 times 8 is 64. But 8 times 2 is 16. 9 times 9 is 81. 9 times 2 is 18. You see the difference, right?
No. Because usually when on a regular, when you have like, when you multiply with a variable, or it always squared. So why isn't it?
No, never squared. Never squared. When you multiply in a coefficient by a variable, it's the coefficient times the variable. So for example, if I say 3 times x, you would never tell me x cubed.
So it'll be what, 3x? I mean,
yeah.
Okay. So when you're adding, it's the same.
When you say adding, what you mean?
Because when you're adding 3 plus x, it'll be like 3x then.
If we do x, that's 3x.
Okay, if I probably got confused.
Yeah, you never, you can't say 4 times x is x to the 4th. Like, that wouldn't work. 5 times x is not x to the 5th. So 2 times x can't be x squared.
Okay.
So 2x plus 3 is equal to 17. And how do we solve this?
You carrying the 3 over?
Carry 3 over.
Or you're minusing 3 from both sides, I think.
No, not minus 3 from both sides. I hate that.
That's the way that sticks for me.
Yeah, that's fine.
And if you divide both sides by 2,
Divide both
and
sides by
then x would equal, okay, 14, we divide 14, 2, 2, 2, 2, 7, okay, so I guess 7.
7. Yeah, that's true. Divide both sides by 2.
Yeah, I put in no calculator, so someone might have to double check.
It's 7. So x is equal to 14 divided by 2, which is
7.
7. A set. Oh, it's
Say I
fun.
won.
That's your one makeup language, I know. Oh, so you mocking someone's accent. Okay, so next up we have, okay, so we know what,
And we have to solve for y as well.
exactly. Very good, Miss Cooper. You're thinking. You're thinking.
I was saying the question better.
That's true. I thought you was looking at this and saying, hey, we have to figure out why.
I was when you were saying, and you saying we have to solve x. I was like, what about y? Then I look at the question. I saw y. I was like, oh, we got to solve for both.
Yes, certainly. Hey, just for you being able to read this in grade 8 is incredible. Like, that's important. That's simple. That's great, man. That's
Yep.
great. That's great. 3x. That's why you need to be here in fall.
What's it do? Why are you trying me?
You need to be here.
I think in the y is 9. My calculator too far to really do that. So 9, I think.
Let's see. Well, we know x is 7, so we can substitute that. 3 times 7. I'm worried though, Nancy. You understand why it's 2x?
Is it T at this point?
At this point, you need to know. That's what it is.
I didn't throw that towel away.
You can't throw the towel.
Alright.
What do you say about not being a quitter?
I quit. I throw.
Oh boy. 2
I
times x is
white
2x.
flag. I
Well,
burned.
she don't understand, Mr. Petit.
You don't understand that 2 times x is 2x. I don't understand.
So what you think it is?
It's x squared.
Well, boy.
Okay, so what is 3 times x, Nancy?
What's the x cube?
T, we don't have to go to this on. You really trying to put me out there.
No, I really, that have me worried. That's a fundamental thing. What is 3 times x?
3x. That's what you just told me.
What is 4 times x?
4x. Let's go with it.
Just making sure.
You're trying to shame me on this thing, really?
If we ever get over the line, you just put Miss Cooper on you. She can make sure.
I got that.
That's a specialty.
You can make sure you
But how? So if she can't help me, who help me then?
Then I know.
God.
3 times 7 is what? 21?
21.
21 minus 12. So you gotta be here in 4, Miss Cooper.
9.
You gotta be here.
I have to be here or got to be here?
Both. You want to and line up.
I'll see.
preparing for your Bgcse stuff.
Maybe in grade 10.
Maybe grade 11.
Maybe. Yo, so far it's 21 minus 12 is
Yeah.
9.
Maybe in grade 10 I'll try it. Why not?
Oh, good practice. Keep your mind going. So you wouldn't say, oh,
I would even say in grade 10 because I know my mom you can force it. Like, so I don't.
Are there chances, like, as the year go on, you get kids with the different faces but same personality from your kids prior to that?
Of course. But never the same though, because even in class in at school now, I have Nancy's and I have Coopers.
Oh no, this is
You
irreplaceable.
have Nancy?
Yeah, I have Nancy. I have
This
Coopers.
is the irreplaceable Nancy. This is the original
I have
Nancy. There's
Coopers.
people who
And
add
then
up to me always have half of me missing. So
I mean, that's what I mean. You never have all your characters are unique now, but I could say I could see different character traits. Like for example,
I can't.
yeah, man, for sure. Yeah.
One, I don't stop talking.
There will always be someone who do never stop talking. There'll always be someone who asks the weird off the wall questions. There'll always be someone who is very quiet. You don't hear them talk at all.
You ain't scared of Mr. Battle coming back?
Mr. Bethel,
Wow.
No, not him, but a version of him.
Boy, that version I know. There'll never be one.
No, these one a piece and no repeat.
But yeah, they you have similar characteristics. I ain't gonna lie, you have similar characteristics.
Yeah, but there's no one like me coming back though. I too unique for this.
Unique. All right, that's true.
I ran across a couple of Nancy's in my life.
Boy, relax. Yeah, but couple. There's only one.
You know. Anyway, we got it. X is equal to 9. Y is equal to. So X is equal to 7. Y is equal to 9. I like how the screen looking. It's looking mathy. I like that.
Okay, so just to be clear, so x times x is x squared.
Yes, ma'am.
2 times x is 2x.
Yes, ma'am.
I swear I thought back then in my notes I legit have x times 2 times x is x squared.
Never.
I don't know where I get it from. Probably I mistakenly write it down from your class, but I gone based off of notes, based off what I remember. So yeah, I get it.
I have a question, Sweetie.
Yes, sir.
What if there was two different numbers? I have 2 times 2 at the very top in green letters. I mean the numbers.
Okay, so very good question. So if that's the case, so let me go there. If it's the case that these two numbers are different, then you cannot multiply them. So multiplication is undefined. So we cannot do this problem. These numbers must be the same in order for you to multiply them.
I know we did them, but I have to go back and.
Yeah. In fact,
I remember.
I've been waiting on these slides.
I remember that.
And you say row come before column, right?
Yeah, row always come before column. We did. There we go. Yeah, see, we did it before. I was showing you all how. Yeah, this is exactly it. Oh yeah, look at it. Resultant matrix. Oh, look at it. Look. In order to multiply two matrices, the column of the first matrix and the row for the second matrix must be the same.
Okay.
So we did it. So the what I was trying to say is that we could multiply A and B. And because A and B, this is 2 by 2, this is 2 by 3, so these two are the same. So we can multiply A and B. We can't do B and D though. Why we can't do B and D? Because look at D.
They're not the same.
Because the row the same.
D is let's give the
So that have been 2 and 1.
D is what? 1 by
Oh.
1 by 2. So if we look at B and D, the 3 and the 1 are not the same. So we can't do that. All right. So that's why. So in order to multiply two matrices, the column of the first matrix and the row for the second matrix must be the same. Okay, and then there's addition, subtraction. We did all that.
We got all the it.
Yeah, we did it all. We did it all.
We even did the body.
We even did. Yeah, that was
The skeletal, germination.
everything. All that. Everything.
Look at the teeth.
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
I thought someone wanted you to go over circle theorem
circle theorem.
again.
Yeah, we saw. Boy, you like circle theorem. We are.
Okay, orange bow tie.
We are. We are. We are. I just wanted to go over these ones that I gave for homework. What's the next one that I gave for homework now? We haven't done similarity. We have not done similarity. We have similarity.
What are we supposed to
Yeah, we haven't
Similarity.
yeah.
Oh, I'm sleepy. Wow.
Is it as straightforward as it sounds?
Huh? Yeah, it's straightforward as it sounds. All this multiplying, looking at
This
ratios.
yeah, that one.
Yes, sir. Okay, let's go. All right, so with these guys,
2 by 2 and 2 by 1.
let's first and see if we can multiply them. So this is gonna be what? 2 by 2
And 2 by 1.
and 2 by 1. Can we multiply them?
Would they ever give you one
Yes,
that's
sir.
not multiplicable?
Yeah.
They can, but not if they want you to solve. Because you can't solve it if
So what? That'll be like what? 1 point? That's to say it's undefined.
yeah, that's to say it's undefined.
Do you see what going on?
Good. So 2 by 2. I mean, so these two are the same. So that means we can multiply the thing. So let's multiply it. Oh, by the way, what should our resultant matrix be?
A 2 by 1.
2 by 1. Very good. See why you cannot do this class? You're needed. So it's row 1, column 1, row 2, still column 1, only column 1 here. As you can see, they really trying to be easy on y'all because they could make this.
Do the same thing here.
Do it again.
I square it again here.
Square it again. Oh.
Yeah.
Well, when you really only have squares when you're dealing with like those diagrams, like those triangles.
Yeah.
I don't get how I thought of that though. It's weird.
That's good. That's why one thing, these topics grow on each other. So you could define your algebraic deficiencies and matrices and inverses.
I'm gonna redo it right now. I'll just look terrible. I can't have something like this in my book. It's awful.
Equals to 50. Oh, today is the day when I give you all the times for Sunday classes, eh? So Sunday classes begins at 5 for Bgcse, and we go all the way up to we go to 9.
For math? For math?
Yeah, this month, yeah.
What about biology?
Biology begins at 2.
At 2?
2 p.m.
Oh, oof.
For both of them, we looking at paper 3 questions.
Only paper 3?
You want us to look at paper 2?
If something's difficult,
Nah.
Yeah, that's not
God, too late for that.
too late. Just paper 3. I think paper 3, we need to look at them because they are the ones that are really important.
What about paper 5?
Paper 5, you're on your own, friend. I can't help you with that.
But paper 5 for what? Biology?
Paper 5, yeah. But you have coursework, right? You did coursework, right? Oh, that don't count.
I don't have to take it because no, I graduated when they had paper. No, because this year and last year was the alternate paper 5.
Oh, okay.
Because remember I was school,
Oh, yeah,
so
that's true. That's true. You're gonna do paper 5? Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. Okay, so for this one, row 1, column 1. So it's gonna be P times 1. So P times 1. And then we have 3 times Q, which is 3Q. Then we have 4. Then they go to row 2. But we gotta add them, by the way. We have 4 times 1 plus negative 2 times Q is negative 2Q.
So how can we write the plus sign this time?
We also write the plus sign. I just write that last time too. Where's that? I just had it. Don't tell me I delete the thing. Gee. I did ever delete that slide. Oh, there it is.
What did you do?
No, I didn't delete it. Reason and why I put the plus. You always put the plus at the beginning. But then when you simplify it again, then you put in the negative.
Okay.
So 5 and 0. Alright, so P times 1 is certainly P plus 3Q. 4 times 1 is 4 minus 2Q. I think we good. Equals to 50. Yeah. Okay. Next up, we have what? We need to figure what. Now we have to play it smart. The best thing to do is we have to figure what Q is first, because we can't figure what P is first because P depends on Q, so we can't figure what P is unless we know what Q is, and so we have to use this one. So we're gonna say 4 minus 2Q equals 0, and that's gonna help us to find the Q first. Then when we find the Q, we can find the P. So 4 minus 2Q is going to be equal to 0. For this one, we want to send the 4 over, so it becomes negative 2Q is equal to negative 4. Then we want to divide both sides by what?
2.
Oh,
Negative 2.
Negative 2.
Yeah,
Good. And then these two cancels. So Q is equal to
negative 4.
negative 4 divided by 2, which is what?
so
Straightforward.
2.
2.
And then we have P. So Q is 2. Now we need to figure out what P is. So P plus 3Q. Equals what? 5. Because P plus 3Q equals 5. Q is 2, so it's going to be P plus 3Q equals 2 equals to 5. And so what is 3 times 2?
6.
So P plus 6 is equal to what?
5.
Bring this over.
Negative 6.
P 5 minus 6.
You negative 1?
Negative 6. And then P would equals negative 1.
Negative 1. All right. So we get Q is equal to 2, P is equal to negative 1. Those are our solutions. Now we're going to check our answers because, we want to make sure that we're right. So let's check it.
Mr. T, with 4, 2 minus 2Q, right?
Say it again.
With the first one you do with the Q,
Yes, sir.
you're solving for Q.
Yeah.
The second part, when you have the divided, if you didn't divide it by negative 2Q and just by, negative 2 and just by 2, you would have to just divide it by a negative itself.
Yeah, you'd have to divide by negative 1. On both sides. Understand?
Yeah, I understand.
Okay.
I just didn't think you would have to do it by a negative 1 because
you can't just say by a negative itself. Negative itself don't exist alone. A negative is always attached to a whole number. So you can't just say negative. Negative what?
sign.
Negative sign. You can't just have a negative sign tangling by itself in thin air. What is that? All right, so let's check this answer first. So we get that x is 7 and y is 9. So that means that this is supposed to be 7 and it's supposed to be 9. So that's better than mine. And let's see if we get that. Right? Let's see if we get the right thing. Moment of truth. See if Mr. Petit know what he's doing or telling you a lie. Fables. Let's see. Alright, so our favorite website, Symbolab. Boy, I used to love this during undergrad days, boy. Symbolab. What is calculus without Symbolab, right? Okay. Now a word from our sponsors. Symbolab is the
What's the potential? Alive, believe in best.
Why you popping up alive, man? BTC, where are you? But BTC.
They little glitch up.
Yeah, man, they. Yep. Alright, so 3.
Listen to you on VPC internet.
Say it again. What was our
Your
word?
chip is stuff is BTC.
Yeah, my stuff is BTC.
Yeah, so you could advertise for them.
I could advertise for them, man. Yeah. Okay, so 2 by 1. This is what? What is x? X was what? 7 and 3. So in your exam, you could actually do this out and see if you get the right answer. To check your answer. But we should get 17 and 9. That's what we should get. So let's see if we do. Yeah, so we right. 17 and 9, that's correct. Good. Next up is how did they multiply their stuff? What they do? Oh, sorry. You don't want to hide, chef. Show steps. How did they do it? This is oh yeah, they subscribe. What? 200 million? Wow, that's a lot. That's a lot. 200 million? Someone please calculate 200 million times $3. Someone do that for me, please.
Which is
200 million times 3.
600 million.
That means this site is making $600 million in revenue every month.
I got 600.
It's crazy, right?
How much houses I could buy with that?
Wow, that's crazy. $600 million every month.
Activity.
Go ahead.
Sorry, but since you said something about paper 5 biology being on our own, I begin to research. When you said on our own, you mean as in we have to do our own drafting and studying then?
Yeah, you have to do your own study, and the only thing I can help you with that
Yes.
is I mean I could help. But the only thing is that this is more experiments. So,
Yeah, you gotta know how to do experiments, conduct experiments.
Oh, so like where do I don't think I remember the topics they gave us last year. I'm gonna have to scroll my email for it.
Those experiments in
Like,
general, you know.
experiments in general.
mm,
So
yeah, but you could watch YouTube videos on experiments. So I was wondering where do I get the listing from the topic? Because I remember they gave us the paper 5 topics.
they gave you up to the 5 topics.
Yeah,
Paper 5
I
topics.
enough paper 5 topics. What I could say is
they gave us how to. They gave you the topics on how to use the quadratic, the net, and all. Yeah, they get, and then with the tomato and all, how to test for starch. And
yes.
I remember I just trying to. I gonna have to scroll my laptop to find it, but I remember they did give us it.
Yeah, those things you have to remember. There's also a good anyway after class we could you wouldn't be here. So there's also this
You always come back.
Let's go on GCSE biopracticals. Let's go on this you need to know, and this you need to know. These stuff. This 10 playlist and this 6. Once you do them, you should be well on your way.
So just the 16?
16, yeah. And then any other thing that you find from your own notes.
Okay. Okay.
So this one.
Good luck.
You ain't doing biology, Mr. Bethel?
Yeah.
So
why you say good luck if you ain't?
So this should be. Give me one moment, please. P is what? -1, right? And then Q is 2. So that means that if we were to check it, it'll be what? It'll be. If we were to check it, it'll be what? It'll be. What is P? -1 plus 3. Q is
2.
Q is 2. And then 4 minus 2Q. Q is again 2 again. So that means that we should have 6 plus -1. What is 6 plus -1?
5.
5. Okay. So the top is right. Okay, and then what is 4 minus 2 times 2?
4, which is 0.
Which is 0. Alright, so you're right. 4. Okay, good. You also I did that?
Yes, sir.
Let me know now. Okay, so I guess it's good. Okay, so that's basically how they usually assess matrices on the exam. Knowing how to do these ones, knowing how to do, knowing how to find the determinant, knowing how to do this one. This one I see this one come again. Knowing how to do it with the scalar. This come. Okay, so that's basically matrices. So on Sunday we're gonna try to do some paper 3. I want to deal strictly with paper 3 still because paper 2 I hope it's good. I hope y'all fine with paper 1 and 2. We're gonna do paper 3. Okay, so that brings us to the end of this study. For those of you who have to leave, see you on next week. No, see you on Sunday or Monday. For those of you who have to stay for RK and social, you're welcome to stay.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night, Mr. D.
Yes, good night, sir.
Good night.
Good night. Who said good night? That's Miss Cooper.
Yes, sir.
Say it again.
Yes, sir.
Oh, I thought you were saying good night to go.
I did say good night.
I mean to go.
Yeah.
Where you going?
I know.
What I want to do tonight is we haven't done JPRs in this class, so I'm gonna and we haven't done any paper 2. We haven't done any paper 2 social studies. So
It's a paper 2 social studies.
there's really one paper, right? What I mean is the one where, because you have coursework, and then paper 2 is the actual exam.
Oh.
What? They only got one paper?
Yeah, what's one paper? You only had one paper too, Mr. Sir. You only had one paper too. What you had to say? What I want y'all to do is I want y'all to track in the mamas.
Did you say Mr. Petit?
No. Social issues.
What are you doing?
No, I can tell you right now.
I just do some these questions.
You did this one, the unemployment one. I don't want to give you one you already did. Which one you already did?
I meant we did banking.
What else? I can't hear you.
I did most of them.
I can't.
Well, all basically.
Did you do unemployment? Did y'all do unemployment? Like these questions?
Yes. She said yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Who's your mom?
much.
Oh boy, this happens all the time. Did y'all do Renaissance? I mean, these questions.
Yes, so I did that too.
Okay. I want to give you something you already did. Okay, so let's find another one. 2018.
Who said I remember?
No, I mean the topic, I mean the questions, not the topic.
I know. I say who said I remember my answers.
Yeah. Interesting that.
You should have seen that.
Lord proprietors.
No, so.
Yeah, right. We went out to the Lord.
No, really, I hold on. No, I don't think we did.
And farming. Okay, so what I'll do is I want y'all to do the one on Lord proprietors. So this is 2018. This 2018 paper 2. So let's go on student shared, go on 2018 social studies paper 2. And I want y'all to do the first two.
You can send a link in the chat.
Yeah, let me send them in the chat. I want you to do the one on Lord proprietors. And I want you to answer this question, the do you agree or disagree thing. And I want y'all to do the one on where are we? Lord proprietors, and I want you to do the one on farming. These two. Do them in preparation for class next week, Thursday. And for R key, I want y'all to do, so that's 2018, right? And then for RK, I want y'all to do and then next week we'll look at it. We'll discuss the answers. And I'll show you how, if you don't know already, how to write a JPR. I don't want to do this one.
Send right?
I said it again.
Oh.
Lord's exam harder.
What's your exam harder? I remember this.
Yes.
Say it again. What's your exam harder?
Religious exam was harder.
Never.
Social studies hard, I think. Although we call them JPR and religion.
Social studies is harder. It's harder than RK. I rather RK any day. Okay, I want y'all to do this one. 2018, just the first question. A, B, C, D, and also E, especially the JPR. Sometimes it's okay.
Specifically, what we doing? What we doing for social studies?
Social studies. So social studies. That'll be Lord proprietors. And for RK, that'll be sorry, but just that'll be this one is Jesus healed stuff. Oh, Jesus healed stuff and outcasts.
Who was that outcast?
Sir, if you want to, you can make it clean. Let me see. Sir, if you want to, you can make me clean. Luke 5, verse 12. This is the leper. Luke 5, verse 12.
You can repeat what we doing.
Yeah, that's a leper.
Religion.
Yeah.
Religion.
Oh, for social studies is also farming as well. And then for RK, I want y'all to do the Jesus heals the lapel. Okay. So that's your homework for today. In light of that, I am not going to extend the class up until 9. We get NL. So you get an opportunity to, if you want to, start it tonight. But we're not gonna go with an NL.
Zebedee,
Yes, sir.
do you bathe religion?
Do I what?
Do you bathe it?
What do you mean?
Debate it?
Debate. I mean, I like to have conversations about it, but
Yeah, like certain questions are not like.
yeah, that's fine. I love stuff like that. I like discussing ideas. If you know what you have to do and you wanna go, you can go. We done. Just make sure I do the homework for next week though. Supposed to study in.
Mr. Petit, can you send me
I can do this week.
the video from this class because I was having some problems tonight?
No problem. I will. I will. All right. Let me end this recording.
Mr. Petit.